Good afternoon. Well, for me it's the afternoon. It might be the morning for you, or night, or evening, or just noon period if you're somehow watching this video or heard that exactly at 12 o'clock. Which is pretty rare, by the way. I don't know how many minutes are in a day, but I think there's a lot. And that's a pretty small chance of somehow hearing this at exactly 12 o'clock. Or hearing the last couple sentences at exactly 12 o'clock. You might be wondering what that computer is doing. This computer. It's restarting. This is like the third time I've recorded this. I have made mess ups every time. Quick rundown of what happened on before this third take. On take number 1, I set everything up. That's right. If I was very successful and actually like take number 1, you would have seen the you would have seen me setting everything up. Well, not the camera, of course. I had to set up the camera before, setting up everything else. But you'd have seen me, bring the laptop over here, set up OBS. OBS, yeah, OBS. Take number 2, I was slightly more ready. I showed you a bunch of code that I made myself. I showed you, I don't know, I forgot. And I think I talked about, let me just show you myself. Still restarting, I hate it. I showed you this thingamabobber. This is the crappy Windows computer that I was talking about back in the last tech video. Months ago. Ancient, I know. But I know you might be wondering, why didn't you use this for the next video? Because it's so bad and so laggy. Because it's using, it's using Windows 10. So laggy and so horrible that it takes 15 minutes each time to get into the, advanced Windows options thing. You might be wondering, why am I doing that? Because that's a way to get into the BIOS. You might be wondering, well, if you're able to do that, why are you able to get to the BIOS? Because it's not working, first of all. And second of all, well, I hate it. I don't know what Hallard Packard, I'm gonna start calling it that, HP. I don't know what Hallard Packard did to make it so awful, but it just doesn't just go into the BIOS, very simply. Anyways, the computer restarted. I've just been rambling. Yambling? I was gonna say yambling. I've just been rambling on about this computer I hate. Hold on, setting up camera again. The setup change wasn't even... The setup has kind of changed since last video. I say kinda because it's still practically the same thing with still practically 0 desk space. But, it's fine. I can't even fit the entire laptop on. That's crazy. So what I was going to talk about, before I ended take 2, was what's that? I was gonna talk about this thing I made. Okay, yeah, that's my stupid drawing tablet driver. I was gonna talk about this thing called Tiffany's Space Game. I've been wondering what that is. I wish I knew. Actually, I do know. I made it. I don't know why I said that. Well, working. I think Tiffany Space Game is still in my documents folder, so I will have to delete it. Because the version I have on here, the copy, the backup I had on here was practically a, this is guy, his name is Zen42. He makes Outer Wilds mods. I love Outer Wilds. But he also makes Godot stuff. What I did was he made this kind of, it's called Mini Planet Tutorial. And it was in C#. I think that's what it's called. But I can't do C# because, I only know how to code in GD script. So you know what I did? I converted it. Converted as best as I could. And I really do mean as best as I could. Then I tried to get all fancy with stuff, and I messed it up. So the version on this computer kind of sucks. But the version on the gaming book from the last video is fine-ish. I'm actually not sure what's on there anymore. It's been a real long time since I worked on it. But still. Let's paste that thing now. Paste. Tiffany Space Game, baby. Where is it? Oh, I gotta import it. Okay. I'm blind. It's right there. Look at that. Damn. Okay, I'm gonna start OBS on the laptop now. If you're wondering what computer it is, it's an Asus ZenBook. Yes, it is ARM, and yes, I know ARM isn't exactly the most developer-friendly, especially the Snapdragon stuff, but still, it works out in my favor. Wait, no, I lied. No, it didn't. No, it doesn't. Yeah, I lied. Here it is. In all of its beautiful glory, Tiffany's Space Game. I think it's fine-ish. It works okay. Hold on, let me just, see, look at that. It's beautiful. There was a version that was improved. I never finished it. Well, more like I did finish it, but then I got so out of whack. And I kind of, went cuckoo crazy trying to make it better. Then I, kind of lost the code. I don't know how you lose a file. I guess you could delete it, but I kind of lost the code. I don't think I deleted it, so no idea how it disappeared. Maybe I could find it again. But that's for another time. This video is only 9 minutes long. Fun fact. I will still have to edit this video, which is short and such. So, maybe I'm gonna upload this in, a day after I record. Which is pretty good, considering it kind of took forever to edit the last one, because it was, that was like hours worth of footage. You know how much I had to trim down that video? The last video that I made, it was like 3 hours worth of footage, which I know isn't a lot, but when you're using an editing software that you've never used before, because fun fact, before that video, I had never edited anything. ever. Alright, I had never edited at all. And so, that was just like a horrible experience for me. You just believe it. You know, trying to do all that. And you know, in the end, it did kind of end up as a kind of a good video. It was fine. And also, I lost some of the footage for that. There was a big chunk of footage, for most of the gaming book footage was completely on one file. And like all the like different cuts were all from that one file. And then I just lost the file. I'm not sure where it went. Legitimately, I don't think I deleted it. And I've had this big problem. Like, when I was recording that video, I had a problem where all the MP4 files kept on, like, disappearing for no reason. I don't know what happened. And I think it's legit that video's original footage is just gone forever. Of course, I have a copy of the finished, you know, product. And I have, well, actually, I did delete all the rest of the footage, too. Okay, so I have only the finished product because I did delete everything else. Look, it wasn't that, what? Oh, I'm on Earth again. And it wasn't, you know, all that special to me, so it's kind of fine. But, you know, it happened, unfortunately. On some other news, maybe, when I get actual money, I'll be able to spend it on this kind of project that I made. I don't know if it qualifies as a cyber deck. I don't think it does. I won't say it is. It does. Because I don't 100% know what a cyber deck is. Fun fact, if you didn't know. So, maybe if you like and subscribe. I'm just joking. I'm not monetized. So it doesn't really matter anyways. But one day, if I do get monetized, maybe I will work on that project. If you're wondering what it's made of, it's, maybe I'll paste the parts list in the description, who knows. And the parts list does include a total cost, and it does include websites where you can buy the parts, if I do paste it in. You should, like, I kind of, like, stole, well, kind of stole all the code for this. I'm not taking any credit for any of this code, alright? Because, oh boy, I pretty much did nothing. It's pretty much just a conversion, and I don't know why I'm talking about this, because I'm not releasing the source code anyways. But I'd just like to say thank you to Zen42, that's XEN 42, on YouTube and GitHub, for making this beautiful project that I would eventually do this to and turn into GD script, because I can't program in non-GD script. Also, thank him for this horrendous video idea. Congrats on watching this video. I'm gonna make another short video soon about a different project, and probably include more small talk, because that makes the video longer. Anyways, we're hitting the, 15-minute mark in, 20 seconds, I guess? Yeah. So I'm editing this awful video. To editing me, I'm currently ending the OBS. To the viewers, I'm ending recording using the awful setup I have. If you watched the last video, you know that my setup is a 720p webcam hooked up to a MacBook, recording it using OBS. So, it's been like a minute somehow already. Well, I hope you enjoyed this awful video. Another one soon, hopefully, maybe. On a different Godot project, maybe. Well, bye-bye.